It's good to see all of you here. I want to welcome those of you from Brookhaven and a special welcome to those of you from Stony Brook who have made the effort to come over here today to participate in this research symposium. My name is Bob Tribble. I'm the Deputy Director for Science and Technology at the laboratory, for those of you that may not know me. And I have been pestering you over the last couple of months with emails and solicitations to encourage you to participate in this symposium. I think it's an excellent opportunity to learn a bit about career paths and how you might think about your own career. 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I was asked to give a keynote address to this group about my own career path. It was actually a very interesting time to sit down and reflect on what had taken place for me over the years to lead me to where I am today. And what I realized is there are many branch points that you'll have in your career. You'll have opportunities to go different directions often, and once you choose a branch point, the worst thing I think you can do is sit there and think, did I do the wrong thing? So when you make those choices, I would urge you to charge ahead and pursue the path that you've taken. Usually there are additional branch points where you can decide if you want to try a different path. But in all of these different arenas, put your best foot forward. That's, I think, the message that I would give you. I hope you've come today with lots of questions. You've got opportunities today to talk to people from a wide range of efforts. We have people from industry that will be here today to talk to you. We have people from academia who will be here. We have people from the lab that are participating in the activities here as well. So you have a chance to see what many different directions can lead you to in terms of careers. For Brookhaven, there's a broad range of activities going on. Many of you have seen perhaps a corner of that, but if you have a chance to go to the posters and look around, if you have a chance to go to the talks today, I think you'll see a lot broader spectrum of things at the laboratory. It's really phenomenal what all is happening here. For those of you that are members of the Brookhaven community, you've heard on many occasions that we say safety is a core value for the laboratory. So I wanted to take a moment to reflect on that this morning as well. First of all, I want to remind you that we have exits on the stage and exits at the back in case something happens in the auditorium when we need to exit promptly. But I think we are always being reminded of the importance of safety and vigilance with activities that happen, including the one most recent problem that hit New York City. Those incidents can happen anywhere, and it's really important to keep reminding yourself to be aware of what's going on around you. But as you work in your own area, as you work in a lab, it's really also important for you to make sure you think ahead of what you're doing, what work you're going to do, work planning. It turns out that we've had a series of mostly minor incidents at the lab recently, and we've been looking at what the causes of those are. And what we find invariably is that the work planning was just not thought through very carefully. And consequently, an incident happened that led to an injury, in most cases, as I said, minor, but nevertheless injuries. And this can happen in your lab. It can happen as you're walking around the site. It can happen when you're at home doing work. And indeed, I will admit that I have made mistakes not planning my work carefully when I was doing something at home, and regretting it a little bit later as I was putting Band-Aids around my finger when I gashed it open at one point recently. So it's really important to think about what you're doing and to actively plan your work. I hope some of you, and I hope most of you actually, have seen the conduct of operations manual that we set aside for people to tell them how to operate safely doing research. I think there is a lot of really useful information in that booklet. It was a pleasure for me to interact with the people that have put this symposium together. And I've looked at the program. I think they've done an outstanding job. I'm not sure how many of them are here at the moment, but I'd like to ask those who are here, the members of ASAP, to stand so we can acknowledge the work that they've done putting this together. So we have one member at the back. I know we have another member up front here. We have a member that's at the registration desk. Thank you very much. I think we all appreciate the effort that you do to put this symposium together. They have enlisted an excellent group of people to talk to you today. We have two keynote speakers that will be giving you information about their careers and opportunities, including Dr. Rudolph Trump from IBM Watson Research Center, who's this morning's keynote speaker, and then this afternoon, one of our own, Ms. Barbara Hoffheinz, who will give a keynote address as well. Ms. Hoffheinz, I know, is working closely with the National Nuclear Security Administration at DOE, so she could perhaps give you some insights on things there that are going on. And then we have a panel this morning to give you an opportunity to listen to what their different career ideas are and for you to ask questions. And I think that's a really important time for you to reflect on what kind of choices you've had so far in your career and what you might see coming ahead in the future. So just to remind you that we, on the panel, again, we have a broad spectrum of people. We have Dr. Flint M. Coming over from Stony Brook University, who's the Director for Graduate and Postdoctoral Professional Development there. We have Dr. Hainfield, who's President and Founder and Chief Research Operator of Nanoprobes. Dr. Hainfield also has an affiliation with Brookhaven and Stony Brook. We have one of our own, Dr. Robert Connick, who's Chair of the Condensed Matter Physics and Materials Science Department on the panel. We have Dr. Timothy O'Connor, who's the Executive Vice President of the Rockefeller University on the panel, and another one of our own, Dr. Alida Perez, who's a member of the Office of Educational Programs at Brookhaven, and in particular oversees the high school programs and the STEM Prep Summer Institute. So it's a wide range of activities that they will encompass. And I think they'll be able to provide you lots of answers if you have lots of questions. So I encourage you to not be shy, to ask the questions that are of interest to you. With that, I'm going to let you get started on the program today. I know you have a busy schedule, starting with presentations, I think at 9 o'clock. And so we have about 2 minutes to get everyone dispersed to the right rooms. So again, welcome and enjoy this career research program. Thank you.